Hey guys, it's ninjafinity again with another Blender tutorial. It's continuing on our car game. I was looking over some of my videos previously and I realized I've been scrubbing my mouse around a lot like that. And I'll try to avoid that this time. Okay, so last time what we did is we added some physics to this. So we could be like, play and move around and drive around and fun stuff like that, which is cool, but our camera is just sort of staying here, especially when we get like bigger maps or like existent maps. We will want to be able to follow the car around, and there are a bunch of ways to do this. And in this particular tutorial, I'm going to be showing you the sort of, I guess, third-person route on how to do this. So basically, like, I don't know if you guys have ever played a driving game, but a lot of the time, you'll be sort of playing around, and then you'll turn, and there'll be like a lag almost. Like, you'll be following it, but they'll be easing. And it's actually a very simple solution, and it took me an annoyingly long time to figure out how to do this, but it's fairly simple to do. So what you should do is select your camera like I have right now, and these won't be selected, but so you're gonna add a sensor for your camera, and you can just leave that always, and add an actuator, controller for your camera, and you don't need to change anything. And then add an actuator. Then change this from motion to camera. And what this will do is, and also you should be connecting these. And what this is going to do is it's going to make it so this camera is going to follow the object you have here. Sorry, my cam is just frozen. Great. Cool. This is why you don't do things like this at the amount of RAM that I have on my computer. Okay, alright. So you can just leave this as the default, but what you need to do here is where it says OB and then a colon, you need to type in the name of your object. Right now, I never renamed mine from Cube, so just type that in. If you aren't sure what the name of your car is, then you just right-click it, and over here it will say the name. So it says Cube, and click on the camera, type in Cube. Fairly intuitive. This moment. But yeah, so then if you go to View Camera, and this is what you should be playing with your game, and you press P, you are like, whoa there, right inside the car, because there are absolutely no limits on where to go. So these things that say height, min, max, these are like the limit. So like, if I want to stay a bit higher, like I want to be above the car so when I follow it, sort of shift that up. And I generally like to put mine around 2 or 3, though it depends on what scale this is. Yeah, I'm already in camera. So press P, so a little bit better, but not really. So you might want to increase the height a bit to like 3 for this. Minimum, I generally like to have around 4, but then again, it is very dependent on the scale of things in your game. So I'm just going to try it around here, and then the maximum, this is the maximum distance that you can be from the object. So I generally have this around 7. So, or 7.3. So then when I press P, I'm going to be sort of floating near the car, and at first I'm going to be on the side, like you can see here, but as I go, I'll be able to sort of float around. And this, a lot of people say, oh, like, just parent the camera to the object that you want to be following. And I have done that before, but I say that this is better, because if you just parent it, then it looks almost like the background is moving around and not your object. It's a little less exciting. Though, if you're going for a first-person driving game, and I'm not sure, I might go in and show you guys how to do that, though it involves different modeling and a different sort of setup. But if you do that kind of thing, and also you can adjust these to whatever you like. But, right, what was I saying? Sorry, I spaced out. Alright, because if you just parent it, it's a little weird. I used to parent things to it, but I just didn't like it. You can try parenting it. If you don't want to use the actuator, I'll just close this out, the camera actuator. Then you can just like move your camera. So I'm actually going to go back to my camera. GY, I think, yeah. If you don't want to do that, you can sort of like... Sorry, I just need to adjust this. So, yeah, you would get your camera in a position where you can see your car, and then what you would do, I believe, child, parent, you'd select them, then press Control P, and then click OK, make parent, then view camera and P, and then drive around. Also, one thing that I found a little confusing when I was starting off with Blender is parenting when the order that you would parent in. I found it a lot easier because I remember child parent, because when you're parenting you would first select the child and then you shift and select the parent that you want it to be, and then Control P. Now I'm just gonna remove the parenting from that. Right. But yeah, that's about it for getting the camera to follow. I guess the next thing to do would be scenery. I'm not entirely sure how much time I still have left, so I'm going to end it here and possibly make a tutorial on first-person driving games, because has a lot of the same concepts, but at the same time there are a few differences. So I'm going to stop now and let you guys go.